With Kanye's newest album slowly inching closer on the horizon, I thought that we should go through basically every snippet that's leaked of what we know for sure he has been working on in the past couple months in order to get a good idea of how his new project might sound. Kanye has been all over the place in 2023, and he has most certainly not stopped recording music in this time, and with new sources now saying we might not have to wait much longer for music, the hype is at an all-time high. Of course, everything I'm going to talk about is subject to change, including the album's title, track list, and even its overall sound could be drastically different when it releases. Regardless, let's get into exploring the types of sounds Kanye has been cultivating recently. Starting off, we have the most finished thing Kanye has made in the past year with Someday We'll All Be Free. This song was created on December 4th, 2022 in a studio session with John Cunningham and Kanye, along with two other songs that we also have snippets of. The song was produced by John and samples Someday We'll All Be Free by Donny Hathaway, and is a huge example of what I think leakers mean when they say Kanye is going back to his old sound. The soul sample chop combined with Kanye's bars really gives me like a Follow God type of feeling, and I think John Cunningham is for sure the right man to work with Kanye on his new album.
Your friends are staring, everyone's a caring, claiming that they're caring, wasn't given a pay, getting called from parents, got calls from parents, down song from their hands. I forget what fear is, I forget what fear is, I forget what fear is.
Next, we have the second song Kanye and John worked on December 4th called Ticket to Heaven. This one is super interesting because it's structured around a sample of Kanye singing This Is My Eternal Soul from God Is, along with added piano production and sound elements from John Cunningham. I think it's hilarious Kanye is sampling himself, and that portion of God Is so melodic and perfectly suited for a sample. I really hope this one ends up getting finished.
Let 'em know this a mission, not a show. This is my eternal soul. This my kids, this the crib. This
Waterfalls.
is my eternal soul.
Waterfalls. Waterfalls.
The mind.
Waterfalls.
High
Waterfalls.
to know.
Waterfalls.
To know.
Waterfalls.
Finally, we have an untitled song that was likely made around the same time as Ticket to Heaven and Someday We'll All Be Free because it features production from John Cunningham. The song samples Love, Love, Love by Donny Hathaway, showing how heavily John and Kanye were tapping into old sources for samples like Donny Hathaway, with samples of his music being used here and on Someday We'll All Be Free. This one sounds really interesting, and I would love to hear finished Kanye vocals on the beat because I know he'd sound incredible over the soul chop.
Day by day I'm falling more in love with you, and that's no lie, 'cause in my heart and honey I hope to die. And that's no lie, 'cause in my heart and honey I hope to die.
Then we have a track called Hood Rat that was made in April of 2023 with production from 88 Keys that may have been intended for Fivio Foreign's unreleased mixtape Without Warning. Fivio ended up recording an iPhone memo reference verse for the song, and Kanye himself also recorded for it, so it's unclear if this was meant for Kanye or Fivio. But I think there's a pretty good chance that we could see it on the next project. In Fivio Foreign's documentary he made for Without Warning, we can see him recording vocals for Hood Rat, so the only reason I would think it was Kanye's song is because of the 88 Keys involvement, who is much more closely tied with Ye.
Viral, virus, diseases, Jesus, all that we needed. Take all the givers, make them believers, overachieving. I'm over the overachievers.
Next, we have a song called I Mean that was previewed on Shay Anderson's Instagram story being played during Yeezy Season 10 castings, so it's assumed to have been made in 2022/2023 because it sounds new. After that, we know that Kanye did some work with French artist Riles in October 2022, as we have this snippet of Kanye and Riles' vocals over a mid-tempo 4-on-the-floor instrumental that Kanye supposedly recorded while he was in Paris. This one sounds really sick, and I love that Kanye is getting to work with artists that are a lot lesser known in North America.
I'm running in again and again and again. I know I've been lost. Hey, I see right through you. Hey, I know, signs right now. Hey, I see.
Finally, we have two unnamed snippets that are from mid to late 2022 that could end up being fully finished and worked on for a new album release. Along with all of these snippets we know that Kanye has been in the studio with tons and tons of his previous collaborators like Ty Dolla $ign and Sci-Hi the Prince while in Italy, so I think it's safe to say that we are in for an all-time Kanye classic for his next album. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know if you think Kanye will end up finishing up any of these songs or if he'll just work on completely new stuff for his next project.